Hey, problem solvers. My voice, I don't know where my voice is going. Welcome to Module 4. I decided to do a little space here, push back. It's not, it's just my iPhone on a Kleenex box, 3 books, and a phone stand. We're high tech around here. Hey, welcome to Module 4. I scored all your discussion boards for Module 3. Looking good. Again, get a hold of me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, as many of you have already. Oh boy, I'm gonna yawn. I had a lot of sleep last night too. Okay, obviously, I think if you got this far, you've read the announcement, right? Got my glasses fixed so I can kind of see better now. I won't be accidentally shaving my beard like I did last week with my backup glasses. I had my trimmer and I used like a 2mm when I used like a 10, and I just went and it was gone, and I had to, it's, you know, bad hair day. Okay, anyways, you got through the announcement, you read some of the things I talked about. I'm not going to rehash it. Use the resources there. Of course, go through the module. I'm really not that tired, I swear. I went to the gym this morning. I did 2.5 miles on elliptical. All right, so I'm talking here on the announcement about time that's invested in the class. If you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who has invested time in this class, and you know what? Way to go, okay? Because your score and grade is probably showing that. What I want to touch on here is academic integrity. I know we've been talking about it at SNHU. There's a whole academic integrity training I got to do. But just as a general definition, I like the one that it's the expectation that instructors, teachers, students, researchers, and all the members of the academic community act with honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. Okay? If I ever fall short of that, that's a mistake. I shouldn't be falling short of that. I don't think I do regularly. I think that whenever you have an online class, you're dealing with emails, you can have some kind of miscommunication. And I'm not saying all this because it's happened, okay? I'm not. I was just saying that these are places where it's known to happen, all right? Especially with the anonymity of internet, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna keep yawning. Is that like a sign of being nervous or something? I don't know what it is. Anyways, so academic integrity. That's what I strive for, right? That we all have responsibility, even the students, to have academic integrity. You're not cheating. You're not, you know, you're making the effort, you're putting the time in. This is not like pay money to Southern New Hampshire and then get a degree, right? It's not. You wouldn't want it that way. That's a participation degree, participation diploma. I mean, I got a few of those up there, don't I? Let's see, what do I have? Bragging. No, I have my certificates and my degrees, and that is for graduate of the year for ASU class 2013, College of Letters and Sciences. It's a picture of me with the president of ASU. I was up on stage at Stadium. It was really cool. I always joke, I don't know how I fooled them, but I did. But no, it was neat. I'm going to put some links in just to show you, because I do have a means to this method of madness. How about that? All right, now let me touch on academic rigor. You have academic integrity on one hand, academic rigor on the other one. What does that mean? Many of you have probably heard that. This is a reminder or something new. It could be defined as creating an environment in which each student is expected to learn at high levels, each student is supported so he or she can learn at high levels, and each student demonstrates learning at high levels. So I think what we have here, that's academic rigor, right? It means when you come to a class, it's about learning, about applying things you know, learning, going to the next level, pushing the envelope a little bit. It's kind of a dance of, I'm sorry, I got Law and Order on here. I don't know if you're hearing that. It's about pushing yourself to the next level, having achieved it. When I went to college at 52, I had a lot of experience in my life, jobs and traveling and all kinds of things that I could call on to apply. And I did notice, though, if I sat back and just said, I'm just going to apply this, you never move farther than that. You want to advance and learn something, too, with that. So when I began to teach at Arizona State in 2017, I did notice right away some students, as I had like a 100 level class, that had just come in, and you could almost sense like they had it figured out and they were just going to come in and use their life skills from 19 years and put it into a class. That's good, but you have to be ready to move forward, okay? You can't just rely. You got to remember, and I learn every time I teach this class now about how to do it better. You're getting a better instructor than the last session had, but not as good as the next one. That's just reality. We always want to be better today than we were yesterday, but not as good as we'll be tomorrow, right? So think about those concepts of academic integrity and academic rigor, all right? I'm going to remind everybody on the announcement what research is not, because as we move into this research, we're going to be doing the literature review this week. Now, literature review, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to reward you in points if you give me sources that are peer-reviewed and, well, full text online, of course, but that they're peer-reviewed. So the rubrics are confusing. One page says 4 sources, which I would expect. One says at least 1. You got to do 4 at least, okay? Make sure they're not pedias, .coms, blogs. Get something that's peer-reviewed from the Sheridan Library. You search it. There's a filter for peer-reviewed and full text online. There you got it. Because what you're doing is you're looking at the research that's come before your project and you're finding out how it informs your project. Is yours the successes and the failures, right? And you're going to analyze that through those sources and come up with a better plan as you move forward, okay? So please take a look at the material and resources in Module 4 to get more information about literature reviews, okay? I want to talk about, let's see, I'm just going to quick through Module 4. I'm not going to read you all this stuff is there, but I did look at this, and there's no discussion board in 4, so you can focus on what's going to need to be there, and that is your 4-1 short paper. It's worth 50 points. Please do a good job on it. It's a very important part of your final project. I want to talk about the big picture down to the small picture. You'll notice I've been really harping on narrowing it down. And that's because this is an opportunity for us to experience the real instead of the ideal, okay? The ideal is great. You know, it's like sitting outside of my Adirondack chair, looking at the pool going, you know, it'd be really great if we could just solve this, you know, global warming thing or whatever. I mean, have idealism to say, oh yeah, if people would just get along, we all get along, be fine, blah, blah, blah. There's an idealistic nature, or even in the sense of, I want this to get solved. I want to help with this. But it's the idealism that can drive us, but it's actually the realism that we focus on, okay? It's about walking the talk, right? There's a saying, and I put it on a few papers here. It's think globally, act locally. Okay, so that's kind of what you're doing here. Thinking globally, but you're acting locally in terms of a social issue locally. How you define locally could be geographic, could be demographic, but if we get into the big, huge pictures, then I have this giant map right next to me here. Can you see that? No, it's the wrong way. Gosh, I gotta put it the right way. This big thing here, that's an 8-footer. Had that for years. And I look at the world every day, you know, places I've been, places I want to go to. We ain't solving climate change in this class, people, okay, as much as we'd love to. There's idealistic notions of, yeah, just, you know, get the money and let's build some more shelters. Let's get people food. Let's do this. Right. That's idealism. We need to take it down to the, like I say, the red Solo cups. And I'm going to use that forever because a student in my last session, she actually put the price of red Solo cups as part of her analysis for her project and how she was going to have this meeting at some YMCA or church basement. She wanted to get the price of Solo cups. She wanted to find out if she could get donations from a food store. She wanted to find out. That was really excellent. That's how you think locally to solve social problems. All right. I'm going to put a link in here just because I'm bragging and name dropper, even though the link is getting so old that the full picture is not even on it anymore. Back in 20-something, I was named outstanding graduate. This picture just is not even, I think it must change things. Even though the author made up this story about ASU student Michael Fair subscribes to the philosophy that his life is like a pair of shoes to be worn out in service. It's really nice, but I swear to God, I never said that. This is an article here about my experience working in a resettled refugee community. All right. It was important to me to do that. I really enjoyed it. Yes, I have my streak of altruism, my idealism, but I had an opportunity through some networking to actually work in the field, as they say, to be part of a solution that walks the talk. I volunteered. I helped this family regularly to adapt to Phoenix in terms of climate, jobs, schools. The parents didn't speak English. Kids were getting there. I moved into the main office then and worked and taught job skills, technology skills, and job interview skills, I should say, technology skills, and such, and adapting to Phoenix again, because most refugees will always get a course before they come over to the USA about living in the United States, but some go to Kansas City, some go up to Rhode Island, some come to Phoenix. Obviously, climates, Minneapolis and Phoenix are different, right? So we talk about that. I would have the welcome group of maybe 7 families with 7 interpreters because they're from 7 different countries and regions, continents. It was never got any Antarctica refugees though. But yes, it could be Nepal, Cameroon, West African Republic, Iraq, Burma, or whatever that's called now. That was back in 2011, I think. Anyways, so get that idea. That's kind of what we're doing here. Is we're saying, how can we impact our society positively, right? It doesn't mean that your life calling or anything, but it means that you have it up here then. You're prepared, you can identify, you're a better critical thinker. All right, so that's what I wanted to talk about. God in heaven, I did 13 minutes. Will anybody watch? Okay, so that's about it, I think. I wanted to talk about that. Please let me know questions, comments, concerns. I'll be around all week. Try the veal. No, that's not good. You shouldn't say that anymore, I guess. But anyways, guys have a good week. All right, peace.